Scientists have a mystery on their hands. Signals from outer space are being detected. But what's causing the unusual sounds, and where exactly are they coming from?
We're talking 500 million light years away. Something big is happening, and scientists on Earth can detect it.
You sort of think about E.T. and stuff like that.
I can't think of a mystery that we've had this enticing in a long time.
Tim Paglione, a professor of physics and astronomy at CUNY York College, confirms a recent journal article that hones in on fast radio bursts, or RFBs, is causing a lot of buzz.
What we see observationally is there is a bright, very short burst, like milliseconds burst of radio emission from someplace, from something.
Paglione pinpoints their origin. In this case,
It's in this spiral arm, and that's the localized spot of the FRB.
What's most exciting about this signal from outer space is that it repeats itself every 16 days.
They used to be a one-off. There'd just be this burst, and then you'd never see it again. And so that made it even more mysterious.
scientists wondered if what they witnessed was even real. But picking up on the pattern changes that.
They were real. We could determine a lot better where they were.
Radio bursts repeating every 16 days were recently detected by an array of telescopes in Canada.
And those are the exciting ones because when they repeat, you can figure out where they are.
A new Canadian telescope called CHIME near Penticton, BC, scientists have determined that radio bursts can repeat. Watching from York University, Paul Delaney.
The repeating part of it is what is really exciting, because now we stand a chance of figuring out what these things are.
And the latest stunning discovery, a rhythmic pattern.
To see fast radio bursts repeat is one thing. To see them arrive in rhythm is something else again.
Million light years away, this is the closest FRB ever detected. And it's just amazingly interesting. And I think one of the most interesting things is that, truthfully, there is no definitive reason as to why they're receiving these signals as of yet, but he gave us the most likely scenario.
But doesn't that make it all the more intriguing?
Yeah, of course.
Captivating.
It
right?
absolutely does. So
You may not be easily fooled, but a recent study showed that a third of people couldn't tell at a glance which of these are masks. Sure, they go by really fast, but when many people were given unlimited time, they still couldn't tell.
When they're given as long as they like, they're having a really hard time and giving us the wrong answer to this seemingly simple question on about 1 in 5 trials.
We've all seen masks like these in movies like Mission Impossible, but they have made it out of Hollywood and are being used to fool people in real life and even commit crimes, like this masked bank robber in California.
The police were looking for someone of a particular description, and it later transpired that they'd been looking for someone who was totally different.
To learn more, I spoke to Rob Jenkins. He's a psychologist who has published studies looking at facial perception using hyper-realistic masks.
Can you talk about these experiments you've been running in recent years, looking at how these masks are indeed fooling people?
And these hyper-realistic masks break the connection that we've all become used to between facial appearance and identity. And we were interested in whether people are getting away with that kind of concealment because people just aren't paying attention. They don't see any reason to be looking at a particular person's face, or maybe they're just not expecting to see something like a highly realistic mask, and so it doesn't occur to them that that might be what they're seeing. Or if the masks really are so realistic that they just pass for regular humans. And so we wanted to test that more formally. we had this computer-based task where we're showing people pairs of images on screen, and they just have to say which one is the mask. Now, we've done that in a couple of ways. One is just kind of at a glance, so it's to model the sort of situation where, you know, someone walks past. We're talking like half a second or something, and they just catch your eye. And we did that because we thought this task might be too easy, and we'd just see everyone's performing perfectly, right? That wasn't the case at all. So people were terrible at making these discriminations when it was a brief presentation. So we decided to make it easier on them and just say, okay, you can take as long as you like. And when they're given as long as they like, that improves performance a little bit. But they're having a really hard time and giving us the wrong answer to this seemingly simple question on about 1 in 5 trials.